mind in check and do all the cool
Yeah, let me do
people
that.
stuff. Yeah. Are we live yet?
Facebook is refreshing. Are
And
we?
we are
And we
live.
are.
It looks like we are live.
Oh, I like that feature. So I don't know if you know. Well, you probably do know because as much as I be on social media, you be on it more than me because you got this, and I haven't been doing shit. But I just went to Clicked Up, right? And you
Yeah.
know how normally if you got stories,
Mhm.
it'll put the blue circle around.
Yeah.
Well, right now it has a red circle.
Yeah.
You just click on it, and you just go straight. That's
It's tough, ain't it?
Yeah.
It's tough. Yeah, we do a little something around
You know what I'm
here.
saying?
Yo, it is Queu'd Up, the interview series, brought to you by, powered by, Clicked Up Studios in the building, and it's gonna be a dope episode. Yo, this guy's been taking the city by storm. Cognitively.
I wouldn't say that.
Cognitively. Like, even if they don't know it's him, it's him. You know what I mean? It's really Khalil in the building, man. We're about to have a dope conversation. I'm excited a little bit, man.
Nah, I'm excited. I'm excited.
Yo, it is an amazing moment to be able to say, oh, this is me doing. Yeah, it is me.
Yeah,
I'm very irresponsible. It is very flattering to be able to have enough consistency in this industry, in this community, to watch the growth of amazing artists, right? And you're one of those people. So, man, welcome to the podcast. Welcome to the interview. This is about really just digging into who you are, your growth, your patterns. But there are a few people who I believe have an extended palette and a depth that I can explore tastes and understanding with. You feel me?
Mm.
You introduced us to a country cut.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we're going to get into it.
Okay, let's go.
And we ain't got too much time. We got an hour. So let's go. Man, this is really Khalil.
Appreciate it.
Dope ass artist, man. I always start the same place. Introduce us to how you became you. Where are you from? How did you become who you are?
Before I get into that, I do want to say that though this interview is technically about me, but I want to say as many things as possible that will be about whoever's watching. So help or, shed clarity, shed light, give hope, whatever the case may be. I'm not a savior. Way too dark to be Jesus, but
I don't know if you if you've seen the Black Madonna in some of them old chapels. It was you, my brother.
I don't know. I would say that he's brown for sure, but not yeah.
Yeah.
But about me, I moved down in Savannah 2006.
Mm-hmm.
My family at the time was facing homelessness.
From where you from, bro?
I moved down here from Jersey.
There you go. There we go.
Willingboro, New Jersey, where Carl Lewis ran track, where he went to high school.
Okay.
I ran track up there, so that was a good time. But yeah, came down here, and this was like our haven. You know what I'm saying? I moved here with my grandma and got on our feet and everything, and I've been here ever since. I ain't want to leave for real. I do not want to go back.
Goodness. So you were up north cat.
Yeah,
Hey.
Yeah. I was born in the Bronx, so you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
I've been here for most of the years of my life that I feel like matters as far as like as you call formative years. I've been down here for most of those more recent formative years. So like as far as like what shaped me or what built me, I feel like Savannah built me more than anything before. So like I wear this hat as a juxtaposition because it's real tree, right? But it's like but you're a Yankee. Yeah, I am.
Yeah. I like it.
I claim them both.
And man, because they're both yours.
Exactly.
So nobody can take that from you.
Yes, sir.
Man, so you moved out here 2006. How old are you in 2006?
I was like, 17?
So you moved down here.
I think I was 17.
Yeah, so you moved out here 2006. And you start to form yourself. I feel like the same way about Cleveland, you know what I'm saying? Like when I formed my perception, my perspective, like when I learned the world, it was through the lens of that. So I get you.
Mm.
So you're down here. When did you know you were into music? When did you know that that was your thing? Was it younger?
Nah, it was around like 2009, 2010.
Oh wow.
Um, I had formed a dance crew. Me and my brother and a few others formed a dance crew,
Hmm.
and we had a lot of dancers in it. They came and they went, but some certain ones stayed.
Hmm.
We had a whole like vlog and everything. It was crazy. We started a movement in the city. I would say, or so I've been told.
Okay.
You know, but it wasn't until like I got the idea, like, well, why don't we make our own cuts to dance to? You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Now I will say that they were not cuts; they were trash. But but that's where the idea sprang from,
Right.
and that's what got me to where I am now. Very rarely do you start off with like a banger on your first fucking song.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's one of those like fantasies that people keep in their mind.
Mhm.
Like I'm just automatically good at this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And I will say that like most of like the youngins that or the YNs that
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
what
yeah.
they're calling them now.
Yeah, yeah.
Most of the YNs that come out and they very first song is a banger. I can guarantee you that that wasn't their very first song, and I can guarantee that they had help, whether it was the engineer that was coaching them, or a
Oh, yeah.
producer, or somebody in their corner that was saying, "No, don't do that. Do this," or "Don't say that. Say this. This is what's gonna pop. This is what's gonna hit." So even though yes, that was their first song coming out, that was not the first version of like them being a musician or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I also think that there's a thing where it's the expectation of quality has lowered,
Mm.
so that a lot of things are considered bangers that in yesteryear would have been like, all right, that's cute. But if you're messing with the elites,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying,
Mm-hmm.
especially when lyricism kind of mattered
Mm-hmm.
a little bit more, being witty mattered. I mean, I'm not trying to say you had to be Lupe heavy, but you had to be witty. And there was, what I'm saying, I think a lot of these kids don't have that wit, but the industry has made a way for that to be.
Mm-hmm.
You can be catchy and not witty.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah, yeah.
So,
But
you do
some
both,
could-
yeah.
Well, thank you. But I was gonna say some could argue that being catchy alone is witty. Wait, what?
I need you back in the mic.
Oh, my fault.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, some could argue that being catchy alone is witty. Like if you think about it, like so let's say you can come up with the most fire bars ever heard in life, but if it's not catchy, don't nobody give a fuck.
Right.
So
yeah.
you gotta kind of have both nowadays. But well, really nowadays, what you were saying, only one matters. So if you could be witty and catchy, that kind of makes you a unicorn. But if you can be catchy, that at least makes you a staple. Like, okay, I could jam this or whatever because
Right.
I'm bobbing my head like I fuck.
But so here's as one artist to one better artist, you're a dope
No,
artist.
don't
You know what I'm
say
saying?
that.
Don't you
Don't
think
say
that kind of creates the spiral for turnover?
Mm.
Because if it's not deep enough, if it's not something that it takes a while to ingest, you will die it. And now I need another track. I need another hit. So it's another hit, another hit, another hit, another hit, another hit,
Yeah.
because this wasn't deep enough to eat off of for a while.
Mm.
So it's just like when it's witty, there's the double entendres, which you're good at. There are the metaphors, the similar. You know what I'm saying? There's all the things that are going on. All of the literary devices.
Mhm.
Hip hop has really, really historically been known for like really embodying those in some of the most abstract ways. Dope.
Mhm.
But when you start losing some of them to create a quicker banger,
Mhm.
you feel what I'm saying? The turnover rate is like, yo, things don't last on the charts like they used to.
Mm.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So what is your perspective on that?
I would say that it depends on what kind of track you want to make, right? I would say that if you're not going for a full on like lyricist, Lupe, as you say, storytelling is the next best thing. If you could
Mhm.
tell a good story and paint a good picture,
Mm-hmm.
like I'm saying, you listen to it, and then the person whoever it is that's listening to it starts to imagine whatever is being said based on their own life or their own perception.
Mm-hmm.
You got the ticket. You caught lightning in the bottle. So storytelling, if you can mix storytelling with wittiness with catchy, oh my God, like, you know what I'm saying? But
Right. Like, so think
yeah.
about, okay, I'll take you back for a second. You're old enough. Biggie Smalls, Sky's the limit.
Mm,
Sky is the limit, and I know that.
mm, mm,
Yo, it had all those elements. Dope story.
mm,
Yeah, it literally is a coming of age story
mm,
in a rap song with the catchy hook. You have 112 on the hook. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, how could you lose? And it's witty. You know what I'm saying? The perspective that he takes is almost like an onlooker to his own life.
mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of wittiness, there's catchiness, there's bars, there's all this stuff going on. And it's like, yo, and everybody goes, oh, that's old. But the dude who wrote it wasn't old when he wrote it.
Mm-hmm.
This is a 23, 24 year old.
At the time.
Right.
Yeah.
He's 23, 24. Like,
Mm-hmm.
our 23, 24-year-olds are not making that.
Mm.
What's going on, bro?
Well, I don't blame the industry totally.
Okay.
I blame the industry for saying, "Hey, like, let's ride that wave. Like,
Yes, sir.
This is what's bringing in the money. Like, you know what I'm saying? But you can't really blame them because it's a business. It's all business at this point.
Yes,
so
sir.
whatever is making the money is what's making the money. As far as like executives and people like at the top like that, they're not necessarily too much concerned about keeping the spirit of art alive. They're more concerned about like who, yeah, making money. Who else can we touch with this to get even more money?
Mhm.
And then that's it. So I think the people within the industry that do care about that would be closer to like maybe like the A&Rs or
Mhm.
the artist development coaches or
Mhm.
like people like that. But they're not the ones that make all of the big decisions. Actually, their success depends on whether a higher up agrees with their opinion or not.
Mm.
So, you know what I'm saying? So like a A&R might scout an artist and be like, yo, I really like this artist. Like when I hear his music, I get goosebumps. Hear his or her music, I get goosebumps. Like I love this. I think that they could be big. Like we just all we need to do is like work on this, and that. But I think we already got a hit. And if the higher ups hear it and say, well, that's not popping right now. Like, okay, did they get any YouTube numbers? Did they get any TikTok numbers already? Like, because if they did, we could ride the wave. Oh no, well, I heard them at an open mic, and yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, what that A&R is asking is, hey, can I borrow some of your money so that we can see if we can make more money from this? Not a definite we're gonna make more money, but hey, can I like, you know, can we borrow like some of your bread so we can possibly make more money? Because I like this. I personally like this type of music. That's not necessarily what they want to hear. They want to hear this is gonna make money. This is popping right now. Let's add more spark to this flame. You know what I mean? So I think at the end of the day, when it comes down to it, like the trends that have been like put into or grown or whatever are trends that have already been going on. Like, so who's really to blame? Is it the consumer? Is it the, you know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Is it really the executives for real? Because like I said, they're not necessarily saying like, okay, this is the sound, this is the message, let's do it. You know what I mean? They're only saying this has been the sound, this has been the message, let's do it. Like,
Well,
you know?
so here's my question.
Mm.
So there have been, reports, there have been exposés, things like that of record executives choosing the more problematic music, choosing the more problematic artists.
Problematic makes money.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's a disruptor.
Right. So it's like, all right, so we have these like I'll put drill under the microscope right now. We have drill music, which is, really problematic. It's just, without pointing out any individual artist, it's really problematic because it really takes real life situations and makes that the staple of how you produce the thing. So it takes literal bodies to produce this music, right? There are A&Rs, there are record execs that are signing off. Yeah, give them. To your point, I think this will sell, and it's literal murder music. You feel me? Not some sort of semantical, uh, artistic perception. You know what I'm saying? Like if Wes Craven literally had to do, ungodly acts to human bodies in order to write the movies that he's been able to write or do, you you would, like, oh yeah, I actually murdered a kid, so we could write a movie about murdering a kid.
Yeah, yeah.
That would be insane.
Yeah, you're right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's like, and we wouldn't allow that. And the record exists. No, there's no way I'm gonna let you murder a little white baby so you can make a movie about murdering little white babies. Like, that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, just, or like, I'm going to I'm going to walk around with a hockey mask and murder kids at a summer camp.
Yeah.
So we can make Jason.
Right,
Like,
right.
that's not something that's gonna be allowed.
Yeah.
But somehow with our kids, with our artists, like, if it takes murdering black kids to make your art, sure.
I'll say this. What you said, I agree. Like, it's fucked up,
Yeah.
right? In our case, trying to say this without being flagged. So, civil rights, right? I'm about to take it way back. We got
This is why you're here.
us, right?
Yes, sir.
We got civil rights,
Mm-hmm.
but we never got human rights.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Yes,
So civilly, we can do certain things or we're free in that aspect. But as far as humanly, we can still get shot by the cops. The cop can, get a little extended leave or whatever the case may be, or they'll actually go to court and try to look for a way out of it. In some cases, there's just no possible way you're getting out of this. This is obvious you murdered this person. But in other cases, they're like, well, this happened, and they're known for smoking weed and
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? So they're
Yeah.
they look for loopholes and shit like that when it should just be like, no, you murdered this person on fucking body cam. Like, you're going to jail. This is all the evidence we need.
Right.
You
would think it was that simple.
Exactly. But so for us, it's not that simple, and there's reasons why. So we got civil rights, we never got human rights. So in this country, we're not valued as another human being when it comes down to like living in this country. Doesn't matter how much black excellence there is. Doesn't matter how many of us turn a new page, turn a new leaf. We're still the 5/8 of a human being.
3/5.
3/5. That's what it is.
Yes, sir.
We had a argument about that at work, but so it's 3/5.
Mhm.
We're still the 3/5 that we've always been. It's just we have civil rights now, right? So when it comes down to it, as far as like you said, the movie industry or whatever industry, even just in music, white babies versus black kids on the street, it's just like, it's just another black guy. Whatever. We got a life insurance policy. We're gonna fucking cash out,
Even if he does, yeah.
Yeah. We're hoping so, because we get way more money up front right now if that happens. So in this industry, in hip hop, it's the only industry where if you have to do a music video, you have to have like extra insurance for that music video, because just anybody from a rival gang can pull up and just spray all the cameramen, spray all the gaffers. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So you got to get like extra fucking insurance, which comes out of the label deal, right?
Yeah.
The artist is paying this, right? It's the only industry. I mean, or it's the only genre. My fault. It's the only genre. So at the end of the day, like you said, it's unfair, but it's just the facts. Like, in this country, we are still healing from 200 years ago.
Can I correct you real quick?
What's up?
I had to go to Google. It's 3/5.
Yeah. We
Y'all said 3/5. It sounded like y'all said 3/8. So that's why I wanted.
No. He said like 5/8, and I said,
okay,
and I
3/5.
said it's 3/5.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure
No, for
nobody was looking crazy on air. That's all.
No. We
People
corrected it.
drag-
Yeah.
I've been turning too many wrenches, but
Yo, same. As a 5/8 for yeah, my guy. Yeah. Same people.
but like, so the fact of the matter is, as a country in America, we have not fully made a full recuperation from what we used to be. And it's probably going to take another 200-300 years to really get to that point where we're all actually equal. You know what I mean?
I think I like that. I like where you're going. I'm going to go back a little bit.
Yeah.
You come to Savannah, you're trying to create a sound to go with your own music.
Shit was trash.
It's trash. But you keep at it. When did you realize you were nice?
After I quit, And then I told myself I want to do it again, and I held myself accountable not only for the reasons why I quit, but also for if I were to do this again, I'm not finna waste my fucking money no more. I done spent thousands already. I'm not finna waste no more. If I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do it right. So that's when I really like honed in, and I didn't get the uh, what do you call it? Is it gratification? No, it's not. Is that it?
Well,
What's the word? Like
Validation.
validation.
okay.
What the fuck am I talking about? I didn't get the validation until after I released the music, and one of the people at the distribution company heard the tracks and was like, "Yo, what the fuck?" And he hit me up personally and was like, "Yo, like, what? Who are you? Where did you come from?" And I'm just like, I'm Alabama, So like it wasn't until then where I had a real advocate with actual power in my corner that I realized, okay, I might have a little something, you know what I'm saying? And then from there it's just, yeah.
So you do a lot of really energetic music. I like your style. It's really fun. It's a fun, dope style.
Appreciate it.
I remember at some point. See, this is what the audience doesn't know. I've known you for a very long time. Right. And our paths went separate directions, and then we kind of like were crossing again. And there's a lot of maturity, a lot of maturation, all that stuff. But I remember at some point there's a lot of stuff you might have said it to me in passing that I don't know if you really kept. But I kept.
Yeah.
Because
let me know.
There's a lot of stuff that I kept of you, like because they were questions. I think you verbalized questions I didn't know how to verbalize, and then when I heard it, I was like, "That's a good question." Like, so what do you do when you come to this question, right? Because coming into this community, even though you guys were younger than me. Roy QBR, man, that dude is consistent, yo. That's our guy.
Always in the room showing love. We appreciate you. I'm just coming across it. My fault, fam. We appreciate you, bro.
Thank you, Roy, man. Hey, we gotta talk though.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
we gotta collab. He might be doing his podcast in here.
So, oh really?
Yeah.
Oh, bet.
He might be.
Hurry up and get it together, nigga, so we can start doing some shit.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? This little bitty area might do a little something. But you said something, and I've always been a fan of all you guys. So kind of as a fan, I was like, okay, I wonder what direction he's gonna go in. You said, I'm at this point where I don't know if I'm gonna go super lyricist or if I'm gonna go more the commercial route.
I don't remember saying that, but I believe it.
No, I promise you, because with your talent, in my mind, I'm like, please go lyricist. Like, please. Like, yo, but I remember you saying that, and I was just like, I don't remember saying too much, because I think the question in and of itself, well, again, was new to me to hear an artist kind of struggle with, are you going to do something commercially viable, or are you going to, like, be one of those purists or whatever? And with somebody who has the talent to do either or. So, like, yo, I'm telling you, I've you said some things to me in passing that, like, you were probably just maybe working it out in your own mind and maybe just thinking it out loud. That I was just like,
Yeah, that's what that sounds like. That's what it sounds like, for real.
So, I wonder. So now my question is, who do you think you are artistically?
Who the fuck you think you are? No,
like, if you give yourself an artistic identity, what would it be?
Honestly, I feel like I figured out a way to merge the two paths. To be completely honest with you, I would say back in those times, that's probably the times when I was doing like the South Indies thing with kids.
Yes.
And
dope. Yo, the concept of that was. Remember, I got to do y'all photo shoot.
Oh shit!
You remember at the pier?
Yeah. I still got that. Like, that shared folder still exists.
Yeah,
like, I still be dipping in that shit. I use it on it's a page I barely use, but like I've used it for like flyers, like certain pictures he took.
Yeah,
it was good pictures. Like, why not?
Appreciate you.
I still look like it. So.
Yeah, you do. Yeah. You largely, yeah.
But I would say I merged the two paths. Or I've at least tried my hardest to do so, because I think what I wound up doing is I tried to take the commercial route,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I felt like I was like compromising or letting go a piece of myself by doing that.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just like, well, how can I incorporate some lyricism in this without overdoing it and still being as commercial as possible? And I'm not trying to say that I'm like the fucking next big thing, like, oh, I'm like, but what my attempts or my tries or my approach is like, I'm trying to be commercial. I want to be commercial. Like, I have been told that I'm the hook master. I don't fucking know, but I'll be making some hooks. Goddamn it! like I'm proud of my hooks. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you, I am proud of my hooks. But so what I try to do is I try to incorporate as much like vivid storytelling as I could, and then I would try to incorporate like witty bars every now and then. I wanted a balance. You know what I'm saying? So like the primary focus was always, okay, I mean, I want to make bangers. Like, I want to make commercial music. So this is what I'm going to try to do. But in that effort, like, what can I do to still include pieces of myself that makes me feel like I'm still being authentic? So, you know, like I said, storytelling, lyricism, or like witty, catchy bars. I mean, I used to teach like stage performance for like high schoolers, middle schoolers during the summer times. And it's like, well, if I'm teaching these people all these like literary devices or like different ways that you can express yourself, I can't just teach it. I have to practice what I preach, you know? So all those things, it's not just about fucking metaphors and no, it's about really digging deep into it. Like everything. Like if you can make 4 bars of 90% or 70% of those words all starting with the same letter, you did something.
Yeah.
You did. No, seriously.
Yeah.
Like, you did something. So it's really about trying to include all of the things that you've learned and that you believe in into the music as much as possible, while still balancing out that commercial ability. You know what I'm saying? So that's always been like the tug of war that every time I make a song, it's always a tug of war. If the hook is not right, I'm not releasing it. If the hook is right, but the verses don't sit well with me, well, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna strip it, or I'm gonna just say fuck it, keep that entire song, make a new beat, and write a new song and grab 2 bars here, 4 bars here.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just because you made something does not mean it just needs to go out. You made it, cool, great. It's practice.
Oh yeah.
Facts.
Yeah, there are. I do have some Frankenstein bars.
Yeah, and
that's
that's how a lot of people write in the industry. That's how a lot of people write. Now, at one point in time, before Taylor Swift switched up, yeah.
I got a list in my notes for just random ass bars. I know it's fire, but I don't know what it's gonna be a part of yet.
But you know you're gonna use it.
Yeah,
exactly.
Somewhere this is gonna come out.
This is too good to not use. Like, and honestly, you can actually depend on it. So let's say you're like writing a song and you're like, I don't know what to say. Oh, I know, I got this motherfucking note real quick. Oh yeah. And then you just, you know what I'm saying? That's how I write, and it keeps like the pressure off you. It keeps the stress away. You know what I'm saying? Like, knowing you can always. It's like having like, it's you, but it's like having this fucking like person that's like, hey, why don't you say this in your corner?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? But it's
yeah.
really you though. And then every now and then I hit ChatGPT, but that's a different story.
I haven't
Lord.
tried that yet for lyrics. For content creation, yes, but lyrics, I have not done that.
Now, when I say authenticity, right? I only like a ChatGPT bar is probably like one ChatGPT bar in a whole entire song.
You know what I do? This is what I do.
Yeah, exactly. And you can rewrite it how you want.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
like, but it's there. It's for you. If you ask,
use what is there for you.
You know what I
I've
use
done?
the sources.
You know what I've done? Like, I've taken like a 3 bars of that's supposed to be a 4-bar stanza. I'll put it in there and I'll be like, can you finish this with one more line? And and I'll say, give me 10 or give me 30. And ChatGPT will go, pow, 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 pow. Then I can take something from this one, something from that one, put it together. It's mine now.
Yeah.
It's fucking mine now.
It's using the resources you have.
I guess I'm an older head. Like what I do is I'll take I'll go to a thesaurus.
No,
And
I do that shit. I do that too.
I know the word I want, but I don't want to use that word.
Right.
I want to find the simile, not the simile, the synonym. I want to find a synonym, and then I'll search down and go, okay.
Especially if it's
but you got to keep the beat, the rhyme, the measure in your mind, and remember the syllables. And I'm like, all right, which one of these words? And then sometimes if I find now I got to go back and rewire the sentence.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because now it's like, I like this word. How do I make it fit?
Right.
And that expands the mind. You feel what I'm saying?
Like what is a similar word to fight or I?
Me, myself.
Or
this guy.
The guy behind the thumbs? It's a lot of hyphens.
So listen, so before ChatGPT, I literally had a folder specific. So on my phone, I got all these different folders, and I had a folder that was strictly dedicated to music, writing songs. So I have one app that's a rhyme app. Then I'll have a dictionary and a thesaurus, right? Or the dictionary is a thesaurus. So I have the Webster Thesaurus Dictionary. And then I'll have one other thing. Ever since ChatGPT, I've been using that to just
it's a conglomerate of all that.
Yeah, it can do the same thing. So the effort that you would take to go look up a word, you can literally ask ChatGPT, what are the synonyms for this word? Or whatever the case may be. So whatever your style is or whatever approach you have, instead of going and typing some shit, all you gotta do is look, ChatGPT, what's the synonym of this word, or what's a different way to say this line? And give me 30. I always go with 30 because 30 is almost overdoing it.
Yeah.
Give me 30 ways
automatically.
Right. Give me 30 ways to re-say this line, and ChatGPT will be like, okay, it's so quick, it's so crazy. It'll take me 30 minutes to think of all of this shit when ChatGPT gave it to me in 0.3 seconds.
It's like using your resources, but understanding that it's still an artistic self that is behind it. And I think that's the thing where people get lost, because it's like, oh, I can write a whole song. Nah, I want to be me, but I do need these resources. So how can I use it? And I love it because I use it for content creation because I have 1,000,001 ideas, but I need to know how to zone in on that one. So I agree. I love that.
And think about this. There probably was a time, right, in hip hop or in music or whatever, that people was like, oh, you looking through the thesaurus? You supposed to have this up here.
Yeah, no, yeah.
You know?
You got a writer? You supposed to already know what to do.
Especially as a hip hop artist. That was one of those secret things that you used to do. They'd be like, you have a thesaurus? You supposed to just, these are your experiences. You supposed to just know all the words.
You're supposed to just write this shit out.
I don't have all the words.
Right.
So I see what you're saying.
Right.
So
it's just a modern day version
of whatever that tool was.
Of the dictionary. Or it's just more so finding a way to narrow in your research. So you're not having 16 different iPads next to you.
You got one fucking thing.
And it gives you enough. Right. And as long as you're authentic to yourself, you'll know what to do.
Facts. Did you know you can customize your ChatGPT to only treat you a certain way? Talk to you a certain way and look up shit a certain way?
As well as it gets customized to whatever the conversation you're having. So if you have a specific theme or topic, they will tailor whatever that is to that topic and that theme.
But when you pre-customize, it'll not only tailor that topic, but it'll keep in mind the shit that you customize beforehand.
That's why I love using it for content.
Yeah.
So I love using it for content.
I say ChatGPT, I am a musical recorder. I put my bio in that bitch. I put my bio in that shit. Yeah, I put my bio in it. And then I tell it hey, I want you to be my manager. I want you to be my social media manager, and I want you to be my music manager. And I want you to only respond to things with the context of, being the best possible artist that I could possibly be. And it's like, okay. And so every time, even if I'm at school and I'm cheating on my test, right? It'll still be and you can do this with content, you know what I'm saying? It'll still kind of try to tie it in. Now, if you're asking a bunch of test questions, then it'll be all right, I know you cheating, nigga, but I got you. We ain't talking about Instagram right now. We talking about this. But yeah, it's a great tool. People think that they compromise on authenticity or they think that they're cheating. No, literally,
it's your integrity.
it's about integrity at the end of the day. Like, if you're only using ChatGPT to write all your songs, people are going to be like, that was written by ChatGPT. Like, it's obvious. But if you're going in there and you're using it like as a tool,
like a seasoning,
right? As seasoning, right? Exactly. You can't use a hammer for everything, but you can use a hammer to motherfucking, like, you know what I'm saying. You can use it as a mallet. You know what I'm saying. You could use it as a pry bar if you want to, depending on you know what I'm saying.
Good.
You could use a hammer as a few different things, but it only could be used for those specific things. So if you use ChatGPT,
just very short variations,
right? If you use ChatGPT specifically within like
zoom in on this camera over here too.
If you use it within a box that you build so that you don't compromise or overstep the boundaries of what you feel like is your integrity as an artist, you'll never feel guilty and you'll always come up with dope shit. Quick.
You turned me down. So yeah, no, I dig it. So I'm gonna dig back a little bit again.
For sure.
So yeah. Turn me up a little bit more. There we go. Oh, it felt like it turned down for a second. So you had a few different iterations of yourself. South Indies being one of them.
That's my hot. What do you call them? My fuckboy days.
Is that what you call it?
Yeah, I was a fuckboy. Shit, goddamn. Shit.
Yeah. Yo.
Bruh, I'm gonna tell you. I ain't gonna say too much, but god damn. It was fun. I got it out my system.
Praise God.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yo, it was it was an interesting time to know who you were. And hear some of the stories.
Yeah.
We never crossed paths in the way that some of the people that remember you. Some people, remember, don't remember you favorably. But you've come to reckon with that.
Yeah.
How did that happen? How did you come to reckon with that and be honest with that?
I was humbled. Like life, God, the universe, whatever you want to call it, humbled the fuck out of me. Like, it was like, oh, okay. Take this, take that, put you on your ass here, make you cry in public there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it came to a point where I was stripped of so much, I could only rebuild at that point. And I had a choice of what I wanted to build, what materials I wanted to use, right? And that's what made me. And then even after I rebuilt, I was humbled again. So it's like, oh, you thought you was good. No. Karma, whatever you want to call it. I think I really just call it like my destiny. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't know when I was, let's say, 17 years old, when I first moved down here, that I was going to go, like, I moved down here because my family was homeless. I didn't know I was going to be homeless like 2 more times. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't know. On my own, without my family, just me. So when I was homeless with my family, my mom was like the rock. You know what I'm saying? She found, there's a program called IHN. It's called Interfaith Hospitality Network. And it's a network of churches that take in homeless families, and they give them job training if they want. You have showers, you can shower, clothes if you need clothes, toys for the kids. It almost felt like you weren't homeless at all. You know what I'm saying? It was very, very much like a hotel, if that makes sense.
Like a boarding house type of situation.
Yeah, but it was a network of churches. So every week you went to a different church. It felt like a tour, like real shit. And that was in those moments is when I realized, and I knew it before, but it was proven to me that no matter what your faith is or what you claim, if you're a good person, you're just a good person. You know what I'm saying? So, my family, obviously Muslim, but we had to rely on Christians. And those Christians didn't judge us. They didn't try to convert us. They just gave us what they felt we needed. Yeah.
That's an amazing story, brother.
Thank you.
And that's different. And I'm sorry, but that's different for the Christian culture. A lot of different stuff. So as far as Southern wise.
Yeah, we was in New Jersey, so.
Oh, okay. We was in Jersey.
Then we came to the Bible Belt. No, I'm playing.
Different experience.
But then I was homeless on my own 2 more times, and I did have some. Thank God, I did get enough support where I wasn't on the street. You know what I'm saying? But I still felt it was way heavier than what it was before. Before it was just like, oh, this is like different. Like, you know what I'm saying? We're meeting people. We're eating apple pie, and at midnight we're playing pool in the game room. We're having conversations. Like it was cool. One church had cots, another church had beds. Like it was just different. But in this case, I was sleeping on couches. You know, if I violated rules, I was kicked out and I had to find another couch. Sleeping on air mattresses, sleeping on floors. Got into like brawls with people, like crazy shit. I threw a cat at a nigga, like real shit. Like, real shit though, real shit. Like, you know what I'm saying?
All I can see is the cartoon screens with all the lines, and then the cat just right there fucking them up with all the scars and stuff. And
all I can hear is just.
I felt bad afterward though. Like I never seen that cat again. He probably got injured, but he managed to like run away. But like it was just the fact that I had all of that chaos just so I could find some type of like grounding, some type of calm. So yeah, man, like and the crazy thing is like other people in other situations, if they would have went through my situation, they probably would have blamed every person that kicked them out, right? Would have blamed everybody else but themselves. But instead, I can look introspectively and say, well, I did do that. I did say that. If I didn't do this, this wouldn't have happened. It is their house. It is their rules. They were helping me. You see what I'm saying? Like,
can I ask a question?
Yeah.
So I remember last time when we were on here, you said, or it was something that you posted and he brought it up, I think. You was like, I burned bridges or whatever. Have you ever had to turn back around to those bridges and were able to be humble enough to throw out your apologies? Like, have you gone through that phase of where you've done that yet?
No, but I can. But see, where I'm at in my life, I don't feel like I need that closure in order to...
For yourself.
For myself. I don't need it. I can. It's cool. I'll do it if it happens or if they come to me or if I get the opportunity. But as far as like me being like solid in myself or me feeling like this, like moving forward, it's not required. And the reason why I say this is because at the end of the day, the past is the past, right? And the present is the present. So if you feel like something from your past is holding you back, then yeah, you might need to talk to those people. But that shit ain't holding me back. I'm good. Like, I'm solid.
What would you do if somebody from your past said, hey, yo, I need to talk about this?
I'd be like, what's up? I don't care. Like, no. I don't want to say I don't care. But I say I don't care to a lot of stuff. I say I don't give a fuck to a lot of stuff. Saying I don't give a fuck really actually frees me from those jails that I held myself in mentally and emotionally. When you tell yourself, I don't give a fuck, and actually really believe that shit, you can actually be free from it. So there's a lot of shit I really don't give a fuck about. If it happens, it happens, and if it don't, it don't. You know what I'm saying? If they come to me, though, I'm not going to turn them away. I'm going to entertain it. I'm going to say, well, if you came to me, that means you needed it, and we need to talk about it. And if you're free, because I'm already free, if you're free, then we're both free now. See what I'm saying? Like, I've freed myself because, like I said, I was humbled. I was stripped down to the fucking drawers. As far, metaphorically, of course. But I was stripped.
God only hopes.
No, I had clothes the whole time. I guarantee you I
needed
clothes.
You to have clothes the whole time.
But, like, I was stripped down. Like, I was really, truly humbled from other people that was outside of those situations.
Right.
It was other situations that humbled me for me to look back at the situations that I dealt with prior to and be like, I was fucked up for doing this. I was fucked up for saying this or not doing this or not saying this. But at the end of the day, like, these are the type of mindsets that we need to have as a culture, right? So that we all collectively can move forward at a higher rate. A lot of people are being held down from shit that happened in college, shit that happened in high school, like middle school. And here's the thing. I know y'all call it formative years. I know. But at the end of the day, when you look at it from this perspective, I'm sitting here pissed off, sad, or upset, or held back by something that a child did to me. A child?
A
Can I ask,
child
when
did
did
to
that?
the child that you were.
Yeah,
Though.
yeah, yeah. But who are you now?
Can I ask, around the time when you went around, like, to deal with a lot of the stuff that you deal with, around what age should it start for you?
For
Like, in regards to your
like homelessness and
yeah,
shit?
I would say your struggle, I guess, to becoming who you are. Like, when did that shift happen? When you had to go through the mud to begin to understand who you are, the stuff you believe in, what your morals are. If you had to put a year on that.
2019.
Okay.
Yep. From 2019 to like 2020, like that whole year, maybe 2021. Yeah, 2019 to 2021. It was like I was stripped down, I was built back up, I was stripped back down again, and then I had to build myself up again. So it was like it was a crazy roller coaster.
So in all this time,
Yeah.
you have stabilized yourself. It's not only an adult and coming to yourself. You become a family man.
Yeah, I know, right?
So how does that happen?
Shit. No condoms. No, I'm playing.
That is an element. That is an ingredient.
No, I will say this, right? So, when I restructured myself or my mindset, I already told myself now who I'm living for is my future children. I didn't have children at the time. Nobody was pregnant at the time. I was like, now I'm building for whoever I birth in the future. So when he came, it was just like, I knew you were coming. I didn't know you was coming this soon, but I knew you'd be here, and I've already changed my mindset for you. So at the end of the day, like, it was just like, shit, I was expecting it, like I fell right into it. You know what I mean? There was no pushback or friction or anything like that. As far as for me, like, when she told me, I was like, "You're playing." She was like, "No, for real." I was like, "Take another one." She took another one. I was like, "Oh, bet, let's go."
Oh man, that's
She was like, "You're happy?" I was like, "Hell yeah."
That's nice.
Yeah, I wanted
So
that.
how was it meeting the woman that you met on your path? You guys seem very solid.
Thank you. Thank you.
They say that women socialize men. They have a socializing force. Like how did that relationship get off the ground? And I see, you guys are very co-supportive of each other. You can catch, either one of you behind each other's cameras. So it's amazing to watch. So, I'm a fan. So how did coming out of that and then coming into this relationship, how did that work out? How did that happen for you?
I told her my expectations up front, just like she told me hers. My expectations were, look, I've always wanted a person that could support me and that I could support, and like at a high level though, not on right. Oh yeah, you got it. No, I'm talking about doing the work, like what you need me to do, where you need me to be. Let's go, let's do this. And vice versa. So like a same even exchange of energy. Whereas before I hadn't had that. Like, I was literally in a relationship with somebody that was like my op. Like, at first I didn't know, but then it just started to come to truth. Like, damn, like it was because we were doing the same things. And it's no excuse, but like we were both rappers. We were both producers. We both like were the artists that we were, and we just butt heads, and we just didn't belong in a relationship together. We could collaborate maybe, but we didn't belong in a relationship together. So I wanted the opposite of that. I don't want to like speak on it, because at the end of the day, like, I don't have any hard feelings toward this person. Like, I hope she's okay. But at the end of the day, that relationship told me that I literally want the opposite of that. So when I found Shawnee, like, it's crazy because, there's certain people that might not necessarily agree with me and her being together in that aspect. Like, I was friends with her ex. I'm actually friends with, acquaintances with two of her exes, if that makes sense. But it was a more recent ex, and this person had even helped me out in low times as well. When she came along, or when I came across her, it wasn't with the intention of like, oh, I'm gonna get her. I had already known her. You see what I'm saying? I'd known her before. We had worked together before. She interviewed me before. I've been on her blog before. Like we knew each other through the community before. Right. So it wasn't like it was like, oh yeah, you with her? Oh, you lost her? Well, it's mine now. Like, no, it was more along the lines of like we were led to each other through whatever, universe or God or destined or fate or whatever you want to call it. Like we were just led to each other. So when we got to each other, it was very like, oh, we're just catching up. Like, hey, how you been? Da 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 da. And then it just turned into what it was meant to turn into. You know what I'm saying? You can't, sometimes you can't really pick the person that's for you. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, right. You can't necessarily like control that, if that makes sense. Especially if you realize or recognize them for who they are for you. Mm-hmm. Like, you can't just throw that away or turn that away just because of like one or two things that say no, if that makes sense.
I mean, you have to. No, I get it. No, you have to work with what's working for you.
Yeah, and honestly, what she presented to me was what I wanted. Mm-hmm. And I wasn't finna just be like, oh, nah, you was with the home. Savannah is a very small place.
Yes, it is.
And I can guarantee you that there has been people that has...
There's some overlap.
Other people's exes, and
mm-hmm.
it's just, overlap, exactly. Like, it's common. I think it was just the nature or the timing.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was mainly just the timing.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, when she came along, like...
She came along when she needed to come along for you, not for
anybody.
Not for the past.
Well, for me and for her.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, it would...
At the same time, like, you came along when you came along for her, because the version of you before wouldn't have been.
Right. And like, we always say that women make us better, but I always try to reciprocate that energy. You know what I'm saying? So,
mm-hmm.
like, when it comes down to her business or when it comes down to my artistry, we're in each other's corners. Like, I'm her coach, she's my coach. I'm her hype man, she's my hype woman. Like, I'm her infrastructural engineer, she's my infrastructural engineer. I'm her manager, she's my manager. Like, at the end of the day, like, whatever I can do...
these motherfuckers trying to build an empire? Y'all niggas sound dangerous. This Bonnie and Clyde out this motherfucker. Boy, I like that.
Whatever I can do, I will. And for her, is I feel it's been proven that whatever she can do, she will do. So that's what I want. That's what I've wanted. I'm not finna. Yeah, hell nah. That's mine. Like,
that's me now, sir. Sorry, my G.
Snoozy lose, goddamn.
It's all me now, G. No, it's dope, man. I'm very proud of you. Your growth. I build this. I build this conversation as the rebirth, rejuvenation of not just an artist. Not just an artist to the culture, but a culture to the artist. Right? Really wanting to get to the bottom of some stuff.
Damn, I thought we was already...
Yeah, no. I mean, we went personal a little bit, but now we're going to go sociological. Like,
okay. Let's do that.
So, art imitates life, and life imitates art in some very, very interesting ways. I think we're more on the life imitating art spectrum of this situation now. Mm-hmm. Social media has definitely made art so consumable that people think they can live their lives based off of 3-minute, 90-second, 60-second clips. And art is taking a hit. Art has become a little bit more shallow, so that can be more easily digestible. My feeling is this, and I want to give you the floor. My feeling is we've given up something. Some of the pushback, some of the music that we had were pushbacks, were, raging against the machine music. When you hear, and I don't gotta go like 1,000 years backwards, but It's easy to go back like NWA or
I'm talking 50 years, man.
yeah. I could go back there and you're like, but even more recently, just the way maybe you can hear the wisdom in a J. Cole. You can hear the wisdom in you know, J. Kendrick. You know what I'm saying? You can hear the wisdom. You can hear the honesty, while it's still artful, while it's still catchy, while it's still all those things. But it's almost like our community is so in many different ways, so shallow, so name brand, so logo, and everything's about a brand now.
Mm.
And my question is to you is how do you create authentic art when it seems the community is just looking for the logo?
Mm. That's a decision that the artist themselves has to make because it is what it is, right? So are you so are you willing to hop on that conveyor and just follow suit? Or are you just willing to just do art for the joy that it gives you or the energy that it gives you, the release, the freedom, whatever that case may be. Even certain artists that do it for the freedom and they're just that good at it and they get recognized, brands come along. So regardless, it is what it is. It's up to you to make that decision. Do you say no to the brand? Do you say, well, I don't think your rules fit with what I'm trying to do? Or do you follow suit? So I can give you a quick example. There's been a brand that I wanted to work with for a very long time. I bought their shit. I've tried to like reach out to them, try to show that I'm worthy. And for that period of time, they just were just not. They were ignoring the shit. Recently, I got an opportunity to finally work with that brand. But what they wanted from me was not what I'm trying to do. Now, I'm not trying to say they want me to like, I don't know, like compromise on my integrity. No, it's more along the lines of like what I'm trying to do with my brand versus what they require of their brand. I had to respectfully decline. I was so, I was like really just like, oh shit, like they emailed me, oh shit, like, and then I started reading the email and I was like, fuck. So what do? I hit up my manager. My manager's like, oh shit. Then I point out the things, and he's like, oh. And I'm just like, oh. And I had to just respectfully decline. And that's just sometimes you got to do that. You know what I mean? It's a brand that I wanted to work with for a very fucking long time. And it was just what I'm trying to do right now. And I'm not posting that much, but there's something that like my management firm and my manager and me have been talking about doing and that we've been developing. And there's certain things that we're putting into that if I were to do this brand deal, everything that we did, we might as well throw it out and start over. So I had to look at it and say, well, is it worth it or is it not? Like, is it worth it? Like, worth it or is it not? And on a large scale of things, I had to say no.
So what do you say to the kid? Right.
To the kid, it depends on, see what children they.
No. What do you say to the kid? And when I say kid, I mean like young artists.
Yeah.
What do you say to the younger artist who's in your shoes?
Child.
That doesn't have the wherewithal. You've gone through some things. And we have all gone through some things.
When you say young artist, we're talking like 23.
Yeah.
Child.
Artistically, you still a kid, boy. You might pay some bills, but you ain't been do shit.
When I was 23, I thought I was grown as fuck. Even now, at 34, I see that I still have progress to make before I can fully consider myself a man.
Bro, I'm in my 40s, and I look in the mirror and go, I don't even recognize, like, what is an adult? I don't even know sometimes, right? You don't feel any different, especially if you keep yourself in some sort of shape. Like, you're like you said, like, you can still use those photos. You still look exactly like that kid. Right. It's like, well, shit, nothing really changed. I mean, I know a little bit more. I know a little bit better. But, what does it mean to be whatever age you are? And I think humility is the test. How humble are you in these situations? Is like really the thing. But go ahead, please.
Yeah, but what I would say to the younger artists,
Let me finish let me finish that.
Yeah.
The younger artist that is given the same advance that you, well, not advance, but the same
scenario
that you were given, but doesn't have that sort of guiding light. Like, I know where my principles are. Well, I'm very talented. Like, there's a lot of talented artists that were given to much more shallow work because that's where it paid. So yeah, go ahead.
If you're in the same shoes as me, you also have a manager. You also have people in your corner. More than likely, if you're in my shoes and you've kept these people in your corner, that means you trust and believe what they say. Really depend on your team to let you know what's up. If your team truly believes that you should do a certain thing and gives you reason, like real, like this is why we think you should do this, trust your team. That's all I can really say. Now, if you don't have a team, then you're not in my shoes, and I can give you advice for that too.
So what if your team, I mean, like, because
not necessarily, right? So one other person automatically makes it a team. When you were in school and you had to do a science project, I want you to group up with blah blah blah. You're a team now. You're a group. Two people is considered a group now. Like, you see what I'm saying? So it depends on how reliable that one other person is, or two or three or whatever. It depends on how reliable they are, and of course their capabilities and all that stuff, semantics. But what I'm trying to say is, when it comes down to it, the people that is in your corner, if they truly support you, they're not going to tell you anything that they personally believe is wrong. Now, they can be wrong, period, because opinion is always, exactly. So what I'm trying to say is, like, if you have a team that you can depend on them. Now, if you don't have a team, it's okay, because there's a way through that as well. ChatGPT.
My nigga, God.
No, for real. I can guarantee you, if you put in ChatGPT right now, hey, listen, look, so just be like, hey, ChatGPT, I've gotten, and the crazy thing is they're going to tell you what you already know. I've just gotten an opportunity. Yeah, I just got an opportunity for a deal, but I'm trying to do this, and the deal requires that. What should I do? And I'm saying, like, really, truly list that shit down. ChatGPT is going to be like, I think you should stay true to yourself and your brand and what you believe is to be real. If money is the issue or money is the thing, then go for the money. Right. Go for the money. If you being true to yourself is a thing, go for yourself. But at the end of the day, I think you should consult a manager. Like, that's what they'll end with. We don't offer legal advice. Consult a manager for all your But I think that, honestly, like, ChatGPT, Google, YouTube University, it's not a real thing, but it is. YouTube University, these are tools. Like, these are real tools. You are never alone, ever. Like, literally, you are never alone. These tools are here, and they're overused, they're misused, they're abused, they're underused. But if you use it the right way, you calibrate yourself, you look up the right things, literally put the question that you have in your head into the search bar, I guarantee you're going to find what you want. I guarantee you're going to get the answer. That's what I've used always. Oh, what are the best colors to use for an album cover? What are the best, what's the best font, or even as clear as this, like, well, what'll happen if I use this font that I got from thefont.com? Well, if you don't have the license for it, blah, 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 blah could happen. You really just have to really, like, work around every question, any gray area that you have in your head to ensure your success. Ask ChatGPT, ask Google, you're going to find the answer. And the answer might not always be what you want. For real, for real. And I hope that the three people that's watching currently, I really know, seriously, and the people that will watch after I share it to all my platforms, like, this is for y'all, like, real shit. Any gray area, do not let that shit stress you out. because you can and will find the fucking answer. The answer is out there. If you haven't found it, use another platform. Reword your question. Go down that rabbit hole that you are afraid to go down. You'll find the answer to your question and more. Real shit. That's what I have done. That's what I do. That's why I'm me, because I fucking research. Like, research. Life is a fucking school. You're never out of class. You never graduate until you're in the grave. So research the entire time. That's it.
That's crazy. Graduation is death.
Yeah.
Crazy word. What time? Oh goodness.
Yeah.
It's already been an hour?
Hour and 4 minutes.
Crazy.
Almost 5.
We're gonna have to do a part 2.
Hey, let me know.
Yo, man.
No.
Like, there's so much more, and I didn't think you were going to expound so much, sir. Goodness gracious, man. There's
I
still
just talk too much. That's all.
I mean, you're in good company. Yo, man, we're going to go ahead and keep true to the rubric that we have. Goodness, I want to keep going, bro.
Nah, yeah.
No, man, but I love this. This is going to definitely be, you drop some jewels.
I try.
You know what I'm saying? So
I know the things that I've said might not seem like important to some people, but for other people, they either needed that validation, like that answer, that question answered in their head, or they really actually never heard some of the stuff that I said.
like which I prefaced before, like, just I remember so many of the things that you said because it was the first time I heard some of these questions verbalized, and then go, And for somebody whose art that I respected, I was like, if this person is saying these things, then these might be something. I'm hearing it for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So to your point. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. I know we got to get out of here, but I do want to go back to something I said when I said I don't give a fuck. That is something literally like, try it. Just try it. And when you first say I don't give a fuck, you're actually still going to give a fuck. And the more you say it to more situations that pop up, you'll actually learn to not care enough to hinder yourself. You know, we're all humans. We all have human responses, emotional responses to things that happen. So somebody cuts you off in traffic, you're like, yo, what the fuck? And they might cut you off and flick you off, and you might want to follow them all the way to their house. But at the end of the day, you still got to go to work. So the same exact like thought process that you have where it's like, fuck, well, I can't be late to work, I can't be fooling up with this, is the same thought process for like literally everything else. Like, I got to get to myself. I can't be fooling up with other people or other situations that do not feed me. You know what I'm saying? That do not finance me, that don't, it's
benefit
nothing.
you in any way.
Yeah, it's nothing. It's pursuing, literally, you're going down to a street to a dead end. Like, what are you going to find when you get there? When you get there and you're dealing with these people, what's going to happen afterwards?
I think
Literally
a way to
nothing.
sum up what you're saying so it doesn't sound so hard is
No, it's
just to
hard.
be like, no. It is hard, but I think a way to make it sound less heartless, because I say it all the time, but saying it is what it is.
Yeah, I agree.
It is what it is. I can't do shit about it. What I can do about it, rather it'll benefit me or not, cool. But it is what it is. It done fucking happened. And I think learning the key to that will allow you to have access to acceptance and at least a small sense of gratification for yourself. Like, all right, yeah, you cut me off, cool. Karma's gonna come whoop your ass in 2 seconds. I'm gonna just go about my business. The world will handle itself.
And another way to even soften the blow even more, right? This is something that I teach to as many people as I possibly can. If somebody does something to you, they're not doing it because they don't like you. They're doing it because they're dealing with something, right? So one thing that I do, I have a very logical like thought process for everything. So when something happens, yes, your first emotional response is to be upset or angry or sad or whatever, or confused. Really confused is the main thing. Confusion causes other emotions. If an alien comes down now, the fear is from the confusion of, oh, wait, what? Like, it's really, the fear comes from confusion. So to beat the confusion, logically create a scenario. A lot of people create negative scenarios in their head, and the shit be fucking them up all the time. Like, why are you creating negative scenarios that don't exist? So why don't you create a positive one?
Not even just that. My dad always told me, look at everything from a bird's eye view, perspective.
Right.
Perspective. And if you're able to do it that way, you can analyze. Even if it's the negative, it still ain't got shit to do with you.
It still ain't
Even
got
if
shit
it's
to
the
do
positive, it still ain't got shit to do with you. This is
Mhm.
this person and what they got going on.
Right. So when I say positive, I mean literally the opposite of something that's going to deteriorate your brain.
you, yeah, and that's gonna fuck with you at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Whatever it is that's gonna orchestrate your future the right way, because the only person you owe anything to is yourself.
Right.
Mhm.
I think that's it's brain gymnastics. They say the mind plays tricks on you, right?
Yeah.
You got to sometimes play tricks on your mind.
Yes, you have to take control.
Otherwise, your mind is going to continue to play tricks on you and fuck you up all your fucking life. So you have to reply back with some shit like, oh, okay, I see. I'm calling that bluff, or I'm calling that fucking whatever the fuck you thought. You know what I'm saying? So you got to play tricks back on your own brain. Whether the shit is real or not, as long as it positively affects your life, cool. So, example, somebody cut me off in traffic. They really are late to some shit.
Yeah, what the fuck you got going on is
They
really that
are
deep.
late to some shit. They got to get where they got to go. Okay, go ahead. I hope you get there safely.
And release
you got
yourself.
to do.
And release it, yeah.
Yeah.
Yo, this has been Queu'd Up, the interview series. This might be our first two-parter. Like, yo, we might have to have you back for real, man.
Hey, yeah, I'll be happy to be.
You love the energy, yo. It has been Queu'd Up, the interview series. I have been your host, Jive English, and this has been really Khalil, man. Thank you for really being in the building with us, man.
Appreciate you for having me.
Yeah, man. We gonna grow. We gonna keep growing, man. I think you're gonna be back again, brother. I appreciate you so very, very much, man, for the growth that you've offered so many people, man. And thank you again for the catalyst that started so many conversations. I'm still gonna man. It was you. You know what I mean? Like, it just is what it is, bro. But we outie 5,000 G.